So I just finished watching this movie on Amuleto, and it's about a woman. She gets into this accident, and when she wakes up, she doesn't remember what happened. So I guess the nurse keeps coming back in there and telling her what happened, but as soon as it gets to this certain point, this certain memory is when she breaks down, she cries, and then all of a sudden in the middle of her and her mother mourning, it's like she instantly stops and that feeling goes away. This happened a couple times until the third time she broke down, and then she basically she snapped out of it, and she asked her mother. She was like, what happened? So her mother had to explain to her all over again what happened. But I think it hurt her mom too much for her to keep explaining what happened. So then she just told her daughter that her kids were at school because she was in an accident on the way to taking her kids to school. And every time, she snap out of it and she got to keep explaining what happened. I guess she didn't want to. She didn't want to keep seeing her daughter break down over the same thing, basically just speaking on it just reminds her, and she starts hurting all over again. So once she said that her daughters were still in school, that's when she let go, and there wasn't no more breaking down. She just smiled, and it's like she was okay. Um, I just wanted to say, because I've experienced something like that before, to where I would become devastated. I would cry and I would break down because I don't understand something. I don't understand why something turned out the way that it did. And but I feel like I honestly feel like it's God. God don't want you. God takes that burden away from you. Uplifts you from remembering that. Maybe he took that away from her every time she was in the middle of, breaking down and remembering. It came to a certain extent to where he automatically plucks that away from you. And that's where I feel like God plucked that memory out of her consciousness. And that's why she didn't remember where was she. That's basically, she started all over again. She didn't know where she was again. And she didn't remember everything that the nurses and stuff told her, because I feel like it wasn't for her to remember. In order for her to move on and accept things as they were, God had to pluck that part, that consciousness away from her, so that she can continue to live. She can continue to heal, so that she can heal and get better, because that certain situation, it wasn't going to let her get better. If anything, it would have made matters worse, to where she seeks into depression, she starts attacking herself over her kids, because her kids were a huge part of her life. So therefore, she had God had to um, renew her spirit. so that she can deal with her situation. I mean, later on, she said the mother said her kids were in school. So eventually they're going to have to face that, I guess, when soon as they get out of the hospital.